I call the honourable member for Melbourne.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. When I started primary school, one of the few things I knew was that John Kerr was not a very nice fellow. I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup, but I knew in my house that he was a person who'd done a bad thing to a very good man. And my early political education largely consisted of watching my father shout at the television, worried that the dreams of a generation were being dashed. And my dad, earlier today, as someone who was the son of a post office worker, told me that he'd never dreamed that he would complete a university degree and go on to complete more than one, and the only reason that he could do it was because of Gough. And I've already heard from many people today who have shed a tear because they were politicised by Gough, because their lives were made better by Gough Whitlam, or even those who have come much later who know that as progressive Australians they are now following in his footsteps. In many ways, he was the author of progressive Australia. And he put this country on the global map in a way that we hadn't been before. And his commitments to social justice, education and the arts are of course legendary, but he helped improve Australia's humanitarian and cultural standing in the world by ratifying the Human Rights Convention as well as the World Heritage Convention, something that has laid the groundwork for significant expansions in environmental protections in times to come. But he was also a champion for the environment, establishing the National Parks and Wildlife Services as well as protecting the Great Barrier Reef. He ended conscription, oversaw the end of our involvement in the war, oriented us towards China, helped establish the Department of Aboriginal Affairs and was instrumental in the creation of land rights. But it's the commitment to free education that will have a lasting impact on not only our society but our economy. I still believe in many of Gough Whitlam's values, and I believe that they should be at the heart of our political system. I think equality and a progressive Australia should become the cornerstones of our debate. I understand I'm not the only one. I understand via Twitter that today some students at La Trobe University are staging a lock-on for Gough in support of free education on their campus. I think there has been, as has been mentioned at times, certain mythologies about the government. One of those mythologies about that time is that he was an extraordinarily big spender. And I was reminded this morning that at the end of the Whitlam government they were spending less than we're currently doing now and many governments since have done. Truly, it was a reminder that it's not necessarily how much you raise but what you do with it, and it can change a country. In the decades intervening, I think it's fair to say that politics has become smaller, even if government hasn't. Rest in peace, Gough Whitlam. On behalf of the Australian Greens, I send our deepest thoughts, sympathies and thanks to the Whitlam family and to all those who knew and loved him.